conference will now be recorded.
Okay, and I have worked on various types of project, means all types of project which covered in SAP. Okay, yeah, so Geeta is joined. So, Geeta, can you give us your introduction?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, my name is Geeta Verma.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I was working with the SN group of company. I have worked there for 17 years, and
Mm-hmm.
out of which I have worked, I extensively spent almost 7 to 8 years on SAP. Initially, I was in Material Master, and
Mm-hmm.
then almost 5 years for the past 5 years, I have worked on SDMM and PP configuration. And my core
Okay.
is MM actually.
Okay. You already work as a consultant, right?
Yeah. I have already worked as a consultant.
Mm-hmm. Okay, not an issue.
But
First,
my only the main point is ki means there are so many things in configuration, no? So
right.
while at the time of my main point is my at the time of interview, na. So there are
Mm-hmm.
so many things which I am not crack.
Yeah, right. Because today's interview style will be changed. I'm talking about before COVID and after COVID.
Okay.
So before COVID, we read the syllabus and go through the syllabus. We can easily crack the interview. But right now, the condition of the market, they are asking about the real-time scenarios.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So
You're
we
right.
need
Yeah.
to know about the real-time scenario and we need to test that scenario in our practice system.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Right. So I want to be expert means I want to learn all these things.
yeah, right.
That is the negative point with me.
Not an issue. We can
Yeah,
learn each and everything from the scratch. Means
yeah.
we can learn both type of the consultants. That means we can learn from the configurations as well as end user part. Means we can learn as a consultant
Hmm.
as well as
Hmm.
end user, super users, right?
Hmm.
Some of people are already working in SAP, but they are end users. Means they are just doing the data entries, right? That is the end user, super user part.
Hmm.
But we are learn both the things, how to configure the systems, what are the requirements, what are the change requests, what are the tickets, all these
Hmm.
things handled by consultants. That things we can learn, and if we configure some things, we need to test that things, right?
Yeah,
So
right.
suppose we have configured the PO, purchase orders,
Hmm.
configurations, and we need to create a purchase order. So that purchase orders is perfectly created or not, that thing test in our end user systems. Means
Hmm.
that times we can see the end user part. So
Yeah, testing, all testing. Yeah.
yeah, with all testing, all type of testings.
Hmm. Hmm.
So in syllabus, we can cover first the introduction of SAP S/4HANA. What is the SAP S/4HANA? Or before SAP S/4HANA, when SAP will be introducing and what are the technology changes. Okay, that things we can cover in about the SAP S/4HANA introductions. In
Hmm.
that, in SAP S/4HANA, is Fury is new part, right? It's cloud
Hmm.
it's in cloud part, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
What is SAP GUI? Then we can come to our about roles of SAP S/4HANA, which is assigned to Fury app, right? In our GUI, we are using the transactions codes, but
Hmm.
under our Fury app, there is a roles. Okay, Then what are the innovations in SAP S/4HANA? That is the Universal General simplifications and compatibility use. So Universal
Mm.
General is one of the table which is created, which is removed from the ECC to S/4HANA. Means lots of
Mm.
table will be removed from ECC and create one master table. That is one of the table is Universal General. That setting is important for each and every consultant. Not for, I'm not talking about the part only. So every
Mm-hmm.
consultant, this portion is for the each and every consultant should know. Then we can go for our SAP active methodology and ASAP methodology. This is the project methodologies.
Okay.
Okay, so this most of the interviews they are asking if we have the experience of the implementations, then they are asking the question on this topic. In which stage, what you have done in your project, or what are the difficulties you have faced. So we need to know about the each and every phase of these methodologies. Then we have configured our enterprise structure. So in the syllabus, we are not configure only the sourcing and procurement enterprise structure. We are configure all SAP configurations. You can see here for sourcing and procurement. We can configure for the finance. We can configure for our logistic, general sales and distributions, material managements. Why we need to configure these enterprise structures? Because we need to see the integration between the cross modules. Means we need to see the module configured with FI, module configured with SD. Okay, so that things we need to see. That's why we need the enterprise structure for that module also. Okay, then these are the settings. These two portions is totally the finance sections. Okay, so in our trainings, we don't have any finance consultant with us. That's why we need to configure these settings for our end. Okay,
Yeah.
so we need to configure the fiscal year variants and posting period variants. Uh, you can consider these things as our financial year configurations like this. Means in our India, our financial year will be April to March, and US and EMEA is financial year there is Jan to December. So as per the geographical conditions, as per the company requirement, that things we can configure here. Okay, then we need to check these settings. Okay, so chart of account, GL account, field status, variant groups. These settings we need to check in our SAP systems. We need to classify GL account documentation splitting. So this is a new part in SAP S/4HANA. If you have some idea about the old version of SAP, that is ECC, then these settings you cannot see there, because it's not, you can see these settings but it's not required, but in S/4HANA it is required. Okay, then we can maintain the controlling area. This is the controlling area we need to maintain for the profit centers. Then we are creating some profit centers, cost element, master data. Because why we need to configure these things? If we see some non-consumable goods we need to procure, that times we can consume that, procure that material uh, through the cost centers, and that GL accounts is hit for that cost centers or not. So that things we can configure here. Okay, these all things are only configurations, and we can check these things in end user part. Okay, then yes, yeah. Then we can see the account assignment, cost centers and profit centers. So this is the finance settings we need to configure. And this one is important, activations of material ledger. Without activation of material ledgers, we are not able to create our master data. You can create master data, it is master data number, material number will be created, but you can do the procurement on that material, because if our material ledger is not activated on plant levels, we need to set this is in production level. Okay, because during the practice most of the students getting the errors they are not active dematerializers. If you are not active dematerializers, our whole configuration will be waste. Then we can come to our integration part of the finance and sourcing. Here we will configure MMFI integrations. Okay. So then come to our business partners configurations. So this is a new part then in SAP S/4HANA. Uh, Before SAP S/4HANA, ECC we are used. So there is no business partner configurations. There is the vendor configuration will be different, customer configuration will be different. So in business partners, we are configured for the both customers as well as our vendor, because we need to see the some business scenario during our stock transfer orders. So we need a sales and distribution model required. So that's why we need to configure for our customers as well as and our vendors. So vendors is a part of our sourcing and procurement. Customer is a part of sales and distributions. Then come to our material master data configurations. Here we are configure all type of materials for the procurements and their material master configurations as well as their end user part. We are configure first things we can understand the material configuration, then we are creating that material. Then come to our pricing calculation schema. So in pricing calculation, so how to calculate the pricing calculation schema for the standard pricing, market pricing, okay, and stock transfer pricing. So that things we can configure in pricing calculation schema, and what are the how to link that pricing calculation to our purchase organizations. Means one company, you can see one company have a different type of the pricing schema also. But when that pricing will be hit, if we are assigning the proper purchase organization to that schema group, then this is one of the type of master data also, purchase info record, source list and quota arrangement. And we are configure as well as we can see the end user part of that. Means first we can configure that things, then we can test that things. Means in terms of the software development, so first we can develop that things, then we can test that things, then we can deliver. Okay. Then our P2P cycle will be start. So P2P cycles it's general thing. See, if you want to the purchase laptop, so what you are to do the first. Anyone, if you want to the purchase laptops, what is your requirement means? What you can do? Yes, anyone?
Which laptop we purchased in the website?
Yeah, you can research on the websites. You can see the different website. What are the price differences? Means you can check the price difference with the same configurations laptop, right? And which is
Yeah.
which price is comfortable to you, you can buy from that website, right? So same scenario apply here. So first we can, if we want to purchase some materials, we can send the request for quotations. Means we are asking them to the quotation for that materials to the different vendors. Some one material we need to purchase, we can send the 10 vendors request for quotations. Then we can set the tolerance limit for price variance is a 5% plus minus we can set for the that quotations. Okay, then we can maintain the quotations. Means here maintain the quotation means we are getting the quotation from vendors, and we can maintain this quotation to our SAP system. Then we can compare this quotation to our system, and system give us the uh, best vendor for us. Okay, and then after we can create our purchase order for against that vendor, which
No,
vendor we have
before
selected.
purchase order, sorry to interrupt. Before
Okay.
purchase order, we have to create purchase requisition, no?
Yeah,
to
we
get
can
the
create a purchase requisition. That
purchase
part will be
requisition?
coming. Yeah,
Yeah,
that part
yeah.
will be coming. Yeah, but I'm just explaining short because this is the
Okay, okay, okay,
introductory
okay.
lecture. Okay, okay,
Okay,
not end.
okay. Yeah.
So
Sorry, sir.
some purchase order we can create without purchase requisition also. So that part
Yeah, we can.
I
Yeah,
will
yeah.
explain during the MRPs.
Okay, okay, okay. Noted. Yeah.
Okay, so what is the purchase requisitions and purchase orders? So purchase requisition is the internal document, means one department requires some material for the productions. They can create their production orders and that will be converted to the purchase requisitions, and that purchase requisition come to the purchase department, and purchase department uh, create a purchase order against that purchase requisitions. Okay. Then some inventory parts. So here you can see the uh, plant parameters, number assignment for the uh, inventory management and physical inventory, good receipt creation. Means here we can see the different types of stock also. And logistic invoice verification means here from these portions, from this one to this logistic invoice verification, is whole are our P2P cycle. We first request for quotation, then we can create the purchase requisition. First request for quotation, then select the vendor, then purchase requisition, then purchase order, then uh, we can receive the goods. Okay, after receiving the goods, we can create the invoice. Means after invoice creation, invoice verification, then we can do the payment to the vendors. So these portions are our P2P cycles. So this is our sourcing and procurement's main motive to do the purchasing. Okay. Then plan and unplanned freight cost automatic creations of the PO from PR. This is the automatic creations of the PO, means we have the purchase requisitions from the internal departments, and we are not going to the transition code to ME21N. Without going to transition code, we can create from direct create PO from that PR. Okay, so how to create the automatic creations? There is the settings that we can see in these things. And one more things, here is a freight value and planned delivery cost and unplanned delivery cost. We have configured our MMFI configurations and our pricing, and there is not mentioned the freight value for that particular vendors, and they required some delivery charges. They charge some delivery charges to us. Then we can manually enter the freight conditions in our PO also. Then how we can create a for P2P purchasing in our Fury app, that things we can see in our Fury app also. Yeah, the same things. These things are same. These things we can see in our GUI. That things we can create in also our Fury. Then our inbound delivery with packaging. How we can do the inbound delivery with packaging means packaging material will be different and our main materials will be different. That things we can do the inbound delivery. So here our SD model role will be come here in our inbound deliveries. Then indirect material procurement. So here is different types of material procurements. Like you can see the material procurement with the account assignments. Okay, material procurement with the account assignment. K is the cost centers. Okay, then indirect master record with their material types. How we can maintain the material master record with only the material types. Then material procurement with the account assignment category, asset. Okay, how we can create a blanket purchase orders for the consumer materials and vendor line item display. So then service procurements we can see consignment procurement, subcontracting, and bill of material for subcontracting procurement. Subcontracting procurement have the different types of procurements. Third party procurement is also the one of the subcontracting procurement. So that things we can see after our configurations, we can see there's the end user scenario. So that end user scenario means, so most of the interview they are asking some end user scenario. We need to explain them how we can do that things means how we can configure what are the settings we have done in the systems and what we are getting the output for that. Then outline agreement, we can create a contract quantity and value and scheduling agreements. That part we can cover. Then come to our stock transfer. So these portions. Okay. So how we can transfer our stock from one storage location to another storage location, plant to plant in one step, plant to plant in two step, and stock transfer order from plant to plant, and stock transfer order from one company code to another company code. Okay. So in this portion, stock transfer and stock transfer order both are the different things. Okay. So we need to stock transfer order, we need to create a purchase order, but stock transfers we are doing in our inventory part only. And what type of the movement types we are use in this process, we can see the things. Then intercompany purchasing here, our sales module role will be appear here. Okay, means these are the integration between our sales and module. Then stock types, transfer postings in inventory management. Then come to our physical inventory count cycle and counting methods. So some company are doing the physical inventory quarterly basis, some are monthly or some are half yearly or yearly. So how we can do that things that configurations and then end user part we can cover in our physical inventory configurations. Then goods movement. So how we can receive the goods uh, without PO, and initial stock balance how we can upload. So initial stock balance uploads when we are doing the fresh implementations. So that old company using the old ERP or any other their tools they are using. So they have the stock. So how we can upload that stock to our SAP system. So that things will be covered here. So free of charge good, how we can procure the free of charge goods and how we can receive that things and what type of the invoice will be created for that things we can see here. So good receipt without production order and customer returns and cancel license material documents. Okay, so if wrongly material document will be created, how we can cancel that things, we can see these things. Then some materials we need to return to the vendors. So that process we can see how we can return the vendors. So there are three methods we can do the vendor return process through the creation of the PO, through the movement, means goods movement. So there is different types of the movement types they are used. Then logistic invoice verification process, there's the ERS, evaluated receipt settlement configurations, and the end user part we can see here. Then subsequent credit and subsequent debit and credit memo we can cover in our subsequent debit and credit memos portions. Invoice reductions and invoice with variance. Then invoice verification is background. These portions are our P2P cycles, but why I separated these things, because we need to see these in details, because during the P2P cycles we are creating one of our small scenario, but in details we can cover here. Then GRIR account maintenance. So this part is come in our MMFI integrations. So duplicate invoice check, how we can park the documents. if you see some of the companies invoice department mostly handle in the finance teams, okay, but some of companies is part of they have handle the purchasing teams, if you see. So actually this portion is the sourcing and procurement team, the invoice handling, because if we run this transaction code, you can see this transaction code it belongs to the finance team. Then material classifications, batch management, and batch classifications. How we can create a batch and how we can identify that batch in our PO. The material price change and split valuations in inventory valuations. Means the same product, same, all the characteristic of the product will be same. Due to some minor difference, the price will be change of that material. So that things we can configure in our split valuations. Then message determinations and version management. So in recent interviews, most of the times they are asking the question about this one, message determinations. Okay, so how we can configure the message determinations, and how we can configure, and where we can see that message determinations, and what are the effect in our PO. There are some enhancements, so we can see some enhancement, real-time enhancement. We can see some of the development. We can see, I am sharing this document to you about the enhancement of procurement, enhancement of procurement, active business functions, public templates. Not this one, these are some examples, but another one which is beneficial for you to explain in the interviews. This serial number and blocking for unblocking POs. Then come to our MRP. So MRP configuration means our MM and production planning configurations. Okay. So MRP most of the time are used material requirement planning to do the automatic creations of the POs. Okay. So there is some limit of the stock will be set, and if the stock will be below that limit, then system is automatically create the, if you are running the MRP, then system is automatically create a production order, then purchase order, then our production purchase order. Okay, so production order, purchase requisition, then purchase order. So how we can do that things in our MRP? So there is a different types of portions. So how we can create a reorder point planning, lot to lot order, then how we can set the safety stock in that, then with the trading goods with no minimum lot size, raw material is replenished to maximum stocks, then raw material with the fixed order quantity. How we can do the in MRP, that things we can see. First we can see the configuration of the MRP, then we are doing this type of the testing. What are the effect happen in the configurations of MRP in our end of the part. Okay, it is configure perfectly or not, that things you can check also. Then release strategy. So we can create a release strategy of PO and we can test that things also. So release strategy for PO, there are two types of the creations. Means release strategy not for only PO, it is also for the purchase requisitions, it is also for the purchase order, it is also for the contracts. Okay, means outline agreements. So I will explain one of the purchase release strategy to PO, and you can create. Yeah, I will explain your queries. I am giving the question answers sessions. Okay, so you can create. I will explain you the release strategy to PO, and you should create the release strategy for the purchase requisition contract also. Then vendor payment as a part of procurement to payment cycles. Okay, how we can do that things. With these things we can cover here also in our invoice verifications. But how we can do? So there is a separate Then reportings. Okay, so what type of the report you have work means, we can see here the standard reports. Okay, means stock overview is one of the type of the report, but it's the standard report of SAP. Suppose we are getting the requirement from the client, they required the information which is not showing the stock overview, but they need to some do the some customization in reports. So that times we can create a custom report also. So I will share the one or two report to you, which is beneficial for to explain in the interviews. Means like the aging reports, okay, and they want to add some field in the during the good receipts. That type of the reports we can uh, see here. Okay, then how we can see the reporting in our Fury apps. Okay, so reporting and analytical app in the SAP Fury. So this type of our syllabus, and apart from that, we can cover GST also. The GST configurations we can cover also. Just a minute. So okay, we can learn GST implementation, how we can do the GST implementations. So recently there is a tariff implementation, right? So lots of the consultants are working on that, and so they are changing their price. Even our GST will be reduced, so we need to change the course settings also. So right now, companies mostly doing before last month 22. Okay, so most of the companies are do the settings about the GST's changes. Okay. Okay, sourcing and procurement is simple. Is in SAP S/4HANA, sourcing and procurement is one of the business application developed for the SAP S/4HANA Business Suite, and in the version of before SAP S/4HANA, the application or module is known as SAP MM Material Management. So before SAP S/4HANA, it is known as SAP Material Management is nothing but the sourcing and procurement. So we can practice on both sides. So because in our syllabus we have mentioned what we can see in our Fury and what we can configure in our GUI. Okay, so most of the work are done on GUI. Okay, for the configuration part, and for the end user they are using the Fury apps. Okay. So I will show you this one is the history. Okay, so here you can see about the SAP history. So SAP S/4HANA is the fourth major release made by SAP SE in 2015. Before 2015, there is the ECC. Okay, S4 represent four generations and HANA represent the HANA database. That's why it's called SAP S/4HANA. Before SAP S/4HANA release, there were the following major releases. So SAP R before SAP R2, this is SAP R. Okay, SAP R1 is 1972 because in 1972 SAP company was established. Okay, then in 1979 they have released the SAP R2 used to run on mainframes. Then SAP R3, this is the major release of SAP R3. 1990 introduced the three-tier architecture, that is client, applications, and database. Then in 2004, SAP ERP will be introduced. Means this is a part of SAP R3. So here you can see the SAP R3 ECC. Okay, become the part of the larger ERP family. SAP Business Suite is it includes the SAP ECC enhancement component package. Okay, so that is the successor of SAP R3 and EHP enhancement packages. So in 2004, they have released the SAP ECC. Okay, So it's the 3.0, 4.0, 6.0. After 6.0, they have releases the different type of the enhancement packages. Okay, EHPs. So you can see the EHP 8.5. Okay, in 2015, they have released the backend application layer run on the SAP HANA database, while the front-end application runs on the SAP Fury, which is developed with the SAP UI5. That means backend application layer run on the SAP HANA database means our consultant are doing work on there. And front-end application runs on the Fury, which is developed with the SAP UI5. Means most of the end users, they are doing their creation of the purchase orders, good receipt, that things we are doing. Okay. So before 2015, before introduced the S/4HANA, SAP used the third-party database. Means they are used the Oracle, SQL, likewise database. So this is part of our what type of the servers and how we can do this. So the part we can cover in our uh, methodologies lectures. Okay, so this one is important to release of our SAP S/4HANA. So you can see in 2015, they have released 1503 means March 2015. They have released only the SAP S/4HANA for the finance model only, not for the all models. Then they have released in November 2015 all model of the SAP. Means whole SAP will be converted to S/4HANA. Then in 2016, May 2016, they have released for finance, and October 2016, they have released for other model of the SAP. Then you can see from 2017, they are released in September 2017. Okay, so each year they have released their uh, updated versions. So you can see there is not that much of a difference between the previous and current year versions. It's same, and our training will be going on the 2023 servers. Okay. And from 2022, there is new nomenclatures will be introduced in our SAP S/4HANA server, and they have introduced some new processes. There is new business processes introduced in our SAP S/4HANA. Their scope documents, all these things will be there, provided by SAP. I will show you in on SAP website also. Okay, they come to our cloud versions. Okay, so this is the on-premise version. Okay, on-premise means our GUI version. Then come to our cloud version. Cloud version means our Fury versions. Okay, so each year, 4 times they have released the Fury. Each quarter they have released the Fury versions. So you can see there is not that much of differences. Okay, so you can see each year they have released different types of the version of the Fury. You can go to the SAP website and you can see there during the certifications they have options to select the versions of certifications. Okay, so this is all about our SAP. So do you want to know about another part of the SAP? You can ask me. And yeah, it's configurations means software. No, configuration is not a software. SAP is not a software. SAP is one of the product. Okay, and in this product we can configure as per the client requirement, as per the business requirements. This is one of the type of the ERP. Okay, so ERP means enterprise resource planning is a common business word. Okay, so in market there is different types of the ERP like SAP, Oracle, Infor, okay, Microsoft Dynamic, PeopleSoft. So different type of the ERP is in the market, but most of the use ERP in the industry is SAP. Then Oracle they have used. Okay. The practice on Fury or GUI we can do on the both Fury as well as GUI. We can do the practice. Yes, do you have any query about the integration part, implementation parts? Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. So from when we can start? This was the demo, no?
Yeah, it's
It's nice.
just the
It's
introduction part.
yeah.
What
Yeah.
we
It's
can
nice. You
learn.
are covering so many things. Yeah. It's very nice.
Yeah.
So.
So apart from that syllabus,
Hmm.
I have another one part also. So how to project team means how to project managers who doing the projects means how they have
Mm-hmm.
planned. That things I will explain in one of the lecture also.
Okay. So how
Because
much time it will take? It's a.
it's take the 2 month if you are doing the Monday to Friday regular and uh, some if I add some additional lectures then it will be a long means 2.5 months also.
Okay.
But I'm
And
trying to cover as soon as possible
yeah,
because
that will better. It's a 1 hour or 2 hour in a day?
yeah, it's mostly the 1.5 hours a day.
1.5 hour in a day. Okay. And
Yeah,
in the morning hours you will take?
yeah, morning hour is suitable for me.
Okay, okay. Means 7 every day.
Yeah, yeah, 7.
Mm-hmm.
7 or sometimes if I have busy on morning, then we can schedule on evening also. But most of the time is our schedule is was not changed.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, not an issue. It's nice going means
Yeah,
the things you have explained
I
are very
try
nice.
to
Yeah.
cover the all the topics. If
Mm-hmm.
I found something is missing, which is required, the current interview scenarios, then I can
Yeah,
add.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And all accounting entry you will explain, no? Because
Yeah,
so in so many interviews.
all
Huh,
types.
yeah, yeah. Accounting at it's a major part because in most of the interviews they've asked means on accounting entry against movement types, no?
Yeah, yeah. So against movement type, that configuration, this one is important configuration for us. First one.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we are doing the cross function means cross module configurations.
Cross
Okay.
module.
Then we
Mm-hmm.
can come to our this part. Types. This one. This is important. So how we can see the that particular entry against that particular movement type. That logic I will explain to you. Okay.
Okay,
So
okay.
I need to check here I am maintain or not. This is MRP. Okay. So most of our time consuming topic is this one. This one is required some finance and controlling settings
Hmm.
because this is too much complicated. This controlling part is too much complicated actually. If we are
Okay.
doing some small mistake in our configuration, then our all configuration will be waste. Okay. And yeah, it's Rakesh. Actually, you are fresher, so you can go through that syllabus. What is SAP? What is procurement? How we can do the purchasing? Procurement is purchasing. go
Yes,
to
sir. Yes.
that.
Actually, I'm coming from degree BA background, sir.
What?
Also, which course? I'm coming from degree BA background,
Mm-hmm.
and which course is suitable to me? MM or SD? I'm just thinking about that.
Yeah, and you can check also the MM market also. Means MM market means the openings of the MM also. So you can search the. This is the core module. So in
Yes, sir. Yes.
SAP there are two types of module. One is technical and one is functional. Okay. So what is the
Yes, sir.
technical
Yes.
modules? So there is the ABAP modules. Okay.
About,
Basis. Okay. Then a BTP,
mm,
MDG. These are the technical models. Okay. We come to the
yes, sir. Yes.
functional modules.
Function, FICO
There
and
is
MO and
MM, SD, FICO, okay, HR,
yes,
it's SCM actually. These are the core modules, core SAP modules. And apart from that, actually in after you can go to the two-way. Means either you can go to the EWM or it's totally the warehouse management, totally inventory parts. Okay, then otherwise you can go to the Ariba procurement part. Okay, these things you can go,
yes, sir.
but
Definitely.
these are the base.
I
Okay,
think
this
I want
module.
to go MM or SD, sir, because
Yeah.
I don't want to go any technical module.
Okay, you want to go to the functional modules.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes.
both the modules are the same weightage in the market. You can go through that. Both are the module means MM are doing the purchasing and sales are doing the sales. Means vice versa.
Yeah.
This module functions. Okay.
Okay.
FICO is a major module. Each and every project will be start from the FICO module.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes, this is Charan Skandan, right? Charan Skandan, can you know about yourself?
Uh, my name is Sharan Kumar Reddy.
Sorry.
Uh,
It's Sharan Kumar.
Sharan Kumar Reddy. I am currently studying MBA in Logistics and Supply Chain Management in my second
Okay.
year. That's it.
Okay. Means you are pursuing MBA.
Yeah, right.
Okay. So do you have any questions?
Currently, no, sir. And then I will, in between the sessions, it make some doubts.
Yeah, you are mentioned some configuration means software or the practice on Fury or GUI. So we are doing the both the systems. We can use the both the system. If I provided to you the server access, then they have the both the access to us. Okay, and configuration is not
Okay.
a software. So right now my system is not active. That's why. Otherwise, I will show some Fury. I will show the Fury. Okay, so just a minute. Okay, it's a practice system. I will show you. Okay, so Fury is showing this like this. Okay, this is the our Fury. Yeah. Okay, so this called as the tiles. Okay, in that tiles you can go. So if I go to business configurations and implementation activities, and I want to create some purchasing group. Okay, so here procurement, under the procurement basic settings, you can go to the create a purchasing group. Okay, so I need to copy these settings, means existing settings. There are some existing template which is provided by SAP. that templates we can use to copy. Okay, so first we need to edit these things and select copy as, and I need to put this one. This one I need to create Y01. This one is also standard one. Okay, and copy, and sorry, I need to select this one. Copy these things and save. Okay, and here I am creating our request, means our package. So I need to create one of the package. So I am creating this one, and our purchase order will be created. So this message is not appear. This is the training system, that's why it's appear. Okay, it's a practice set, but in our real times, this message is not appear. Just so you can see here the entry, and this entry, in which table this entry will be appear, that table you can see also, because table is important. Because during the enhancement implementations, if we are getting some development, that times we need to know the tables, and inside that tables we should know the fields of that, because release strategy we can see the some tables also. Okay, so actually this is the learning SAP hub websites. Okay, so any doubt apart from that? And one more things I not mentioned to you. Okay, so during the course we are implement one of the our project. Okay, implement one demo project. Okay, demo project means it's not a demo, actually it's like the real-time project. Okay, but I give the name like the demo, so we can see some, we need to see the some real-time scenario, that's why we can implement during the our demo project. Means from the start of our enterprise structure, so we are starting to create our all time. Means we need to see the cross company code purchasing. That means we need to two company codes. So we have created two company codes to see that scenario. So during the enterprise structures, we already create our two company codes, two plants. Means different company under different company, different plants. Okay. So to see that business process. Komal, do you have any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, then fine, we can stop here.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, bye.
Thanks, sir.
Bye, sir.